Apologies in advance if you can hear our fan blowing in the background. As you guys know, particularly if you are in Europe, we are in the midst of one of the most worst heat waves right now to hit. And basically, me personally, we all basically, before we came to record, we took a boat, and it was pretty much unanimous to have the fan on while recording, take the risk, and we'll see what happens. So, if you can't hear it, then I do apologise for that. But it really is horrible, nasty heat wave. I'm literally, after every single piece of content we're recording, I'm having to go out, get a glass of water, and then come back. It's just, it's absolutely dreadful. I think we mentioned it 10 times before. Working in this studio during the summer is absolutely dreadful. Anyway. So, Leggy's not here, because this is one of Pluto's ideas. Yeah, every now and then on the podcast, one of us will have an idea for an episode that we want to do, but not everyone wants to get involved in it. And this is one of Pluto's. Yeah. So, you've had this inspiration since the start of the season, since we watched Vancouver's Goldeneyes, where you got teary-eyed. Yeah, damn it, yeah. The reason why I got so emotional when Vancouver had their Goldeneyes was because, obviously, you know, that for me is where it began. The Vancouver Olympics was when it began for me, so that's why I got so emotional, because, oh my god, because at that time, you know, it was 2010, those games. So 15 years had passed at the time, 15 years had passed, and who would have thought 50 years ago I'd be this around now, so that's why I got, so I did get teary-eyed. I might have talked about it at some point in the podcast back to the start of the season. I did get teary-eyed watching Vancouver's Goldeneyes this year. And I might get teary-eyed again with San Jose. I'm already prepared for San Jose's. I'm already prepared for that one. Yeah, but you've had this idea since then, because obviously, as we all know, the Vancouver Goldeneyes are the primary talents of Pacific Coliseum, and that means they get to have their logo slap bang on the center ice, and Pluto had the idea straight away. Yeah, I personally would love it if we could have the our league's center ice logos on more often. Now, before I start, I understand that we are not the primary tears for all these buildings. There are other tears that get to be in those buildings, and they have to take priority. Okay, I understand that, but some of these arenas are multi-purpose. Some host both hockey and basketball. Yep. I'll give you two examples. Client Pledge Arena is one. And let's use them also. Little Caesars Arena is also another one. Now, of course, I do not watch basketball. I don't watch basketball. I've never really been into basketball. I'm not sure if I've even watched basketball during the Olympics. As one of those, it's on the telly, we're watching. That's basically what a lot of sports are with Summer Olympics for you, George. If it's on the telly, I'll watch it, but I'm not really big into it. Yeah, yeah. So they must be able to have their logos on centre court. Yeah, they must do. Yeah. So it makes me, well, why can't you just simply change the ice for, you know, the particular games? Yeah. Yeah. It's doable. Some players do have NBA one day and then NHL later on the same hours afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, I think I did once part I see video in TD Garden do that, where they changed it from the Bruins ice to basketball center court for the team that's in there. So we know it is doable. But honestly, just seeing the Goldeneyes logo on that center ice was just so gorgeous. It just, how far is that? You absolutely love that. Yeah. I am going to be doing a rankings video later in the year. I've had a little bit of inspiration from Brody Brazil because he's doing with all the AHL logos. So I'm thinking I could do it with the PWHL ones. So we will do that towards the end of the calendar year. Obviously we need to get these fighters to get their brands first. I think that logo of Vancouver's is going to be probably high up, along with always for me. So that's a little spoiler there. But also, I mean, when all three of us saw the Goldeneyes logo for the very first time, we just looked at it and thought, oh my god. Oh my god. It's beautiful. I mean, it was just such a gorgeous, stunning design. It was just, again, another good example of unique branding, which is just something that's been so brilliant with all these teams. What is the real passion behind this? Well, I just kind of feel it would be nice if we could every now and then have the PHL logos on centre ice and people can see what this is all about. Because if you're watching on your screens or on your telly, you don't really get to see the centre ice, the team logos that close. Yeah. So if you can see the home team's logo on the centre ice, it can really help you with what game we're at. Because sometimes the box score graphics can also be bad as well. Yeah, especially for people like me who obviously, have visual impairments. It can be quite hard to tell. I mean, whenever I watch a baseball game on the telly, that is so hard to read the box score. So you basically have to. Do you know what I've learned, particularly the last 5 years, boy? Baseball's not a game for the blind. I know it's not a game for the blind. Yeah, but when you first got on board with baseball, you didn't know about your eyesight. No, you didn't know. Because you're born with... Yeah, my bond with baseball began when I was a young kid playing on Wii Sports. And back then, I didn't know I had this problem with my eyesight. I didn't get diagnosed with my visual impairment until I was about 14. And I think it might have been the year before I was going to get involved with MLB. Because I got involved with MLB for 2012. The 2012 season, and was part of that league for 13 years before you know what happened. So the time I joined MLB, I'd only known about it for a year and still probably didn't understand it properly. But no, be right to say my bubble with baseball began way before I got my eyesight diagnosis. Yeah. I just feel like, it's just these brands are so gorgeous. Now we have seen PHL logos on centre ice towards the end of the season at the playoffs, but that's really because the 10s are just gone. Yeah. When you get towards the end of the regular season, or the playoffs, if the primary tenant has concluded their season, then you can put the PHL team's logo on centre ice. Now I think this season didn't think get like a full month. Yeah, I think the team in Summer Center finished way before our season ended, so that meant that Boston got to put theirs on straight away. It just looks so gorgeous to see on that sheet of ice. It looks so crisp. It just looks so gorgeous. And obviously, we got to do it in last year's playoffs. We did. I think if I'm right there, I think we only got to do it for the finals. I think the Wild was still in play. We're doing our semi-final matchup against Teal last year. Can't remember for certain. Ottawa got to do it. They've done it twice now. In fact, I think Montreal's the only team that's not done it yet. I think they are. I think the bits were. Did the Celtics do it? Yeah, they did last year. Yeah, they did last year because the Marlies got knocked out in the first round. So they got. So then the Celtics then put theirs on their ice. They did do it. I think the bits, but I think out of all the playoff teams, anyone who has not done it at least once is the Bitswa. That's because the Lava Rocket over the last years have been very, very competitive. In fact, last season, Lobau were the top seed and they went all the way to the conference finals. This year, I think they got to the division semis. Yeah, against the Marlies. Yes, it was the Marlies because the Marlies then conceded in the Division final, which was also a shock there. Yeah. So the big part is the other party has not done it yet. I'm surprised that Seattle didn't do it, because Seattle knew for the last 3 weeks of the season they were going to be knocked out. The Kraken also weren't going to make to it. Someone said to me on social media, "Oh, not enough time." I'm like, well, or it's like, oh, 3 or 2 hug and stuff. Well, you may as well do it at least. Yeah. No. But I think that was a torrent. I'd have gone, Crackers out. They're not going to make playoffs. They're done. We've still got 2-3 weeks left. Let's have our logo put bang on center ice. Make most of it. Yeah, so I was surprised they didn't do that towards the end of the regular season this year. And of course, Sirens have yet to do it. Because they've oh god, test me now. Did you Jersey make playoffs this year? No. They could do it. Last year they could have done it because obviously the Devils did make playoffs last year. Whereas this year, I don't get why they didn't. They could have. Yeah. But I think it would be nice if maybe 1 or 2 games during the regular season they were allowed to put their logos on center ice. And you can see how gorgeous they look. Yeah, on center ice. They look more so sharp, so more crisp. Yeah. There have been quite a few really good center ice logos over the years in the NHL, especially when you get to like anniversaries. I always do love it in the NHL where a team gets to celebrate an anniversary, because we know they'll get to do something really fun and quirky with their center ice logos. And especially as now these days, you can't really put the anniversary patch on the jersey like we used to, because there's all these various ad sponsors. Because the ad sponsors go, the ad sponsors kind of go sort of here, where your anniversary patch normally would. So you can't got an ice logo to. Yeah, we didn't bother with our patch this year. We didn't put it on center ice because we were because this year was the Sharks' 35th, and they did not put the patch on the center ice. No, so we've hardly made a song and dance about our anniversary this year, whereas Naughty did. I love that logo. Oh, I did. I'm not sure how well we could make it out when we were actually in Grand Casino Arena, but I really did love the Wild's 25th anniversary logo this year. Unfortunately, there wasn't really any anniversary merch at the shop, otherwise I would have nabbed some. But I really did love that anniversary logo the Wild had. Yeah. I can't believe that. It's been 25 years since the Wild entered the league. That just makes me feel very old. Because you are old. I know. Oh my god. So both my NHL teams celebrate anniversaries roughly the same time as me. Yeah, just 5 years younger. You are. With Sharky. With Sharky, you're 5 years younger. And with Nordy, you're 5 years older. You're kind of sandwiched in between the two. Because Sharky came first, then you, then Nordy. So you're kind of like the middle child, you don't feel it. Either way, I feel a lot mentally older than I do. But yeah, so I just feel that's the best time when an actual team gets to celebrate our anniversary. Just get to see them do some really quirky stuff on the ice. Yeah. And of course, Florida also had some interesting sunrise to commemorate their Stanley Cups, the last 2. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, that actually looked really nice. Initially, I didn't know it was to do with the Stanley Cup. I thought they were basically doing it, as a nod to, the Miami desert, the Miami beaches. I didn't know it's actually for the outer ring of the Stanley Cup. I just want to see these more often. We have got the best brands in sport, so I just want to have more opportunities to see these come alive.
Yeah.
Agreed. I just want to see them come alive and just, you know, deliver. Yeah, and just, you know, just do something unique, just do something amazing. I want to see them more. Yeah, I want to see them more, and Sarah Ice the best way. Now, I understand why we can't do it, but okay, well, let's play devil's advocate here, because this is fun. This is a nice little fun app. Yeah, it's a nice little fun app. We get to do every now and then. We get to have a fun app. Yeah, we have to do. It doesn't have to be hard journalism. We're not reporting on the news. We're doing a nice little bit of fun. So let's play devil's advocate. If the league was allowed to have the team Sarah Ice logos on Sarah Ice, how many games would you want each team to have, and for what occasion? Because I could also be able to take us all, or you do that after us. Right, okay, so devil's advocate, it's just a bit, hold on. I just need to go get a tissue. I'll give you a few times, so I need to go get a tissue real quick. And take a water break, but yeah, I'll do that as well. I think I've lost all my tissue boxes. I'm going to get all those when I go to the grocery. I think I've lost my tissue boxes, so, dear oh dear. Reckon you fill it up? Yeah, I'll go fill it up. Literally, as soon as we start recording something, we're going to top it up again. That's how bad this heat wave is. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse, guys. It's only going to get worse. I've literally got the door open. Normally we have the door closed when we're recording, but I've literally got it open today. That's how bad it is. Literally, it's fine downstairs. You don't feel the heat downstairs, but as you then slowly come upstairs, that's where it literally hits you like a ton of bricks. Okay, devil's advocate. Okay, I would say give each team 5 games with their logo on their ice. Okay? 5. Just 5. So say you got a big home stand, do it then. Okay. Okay. You probably would have to tie up with the maintainers not in the building, but that's fine. Yeah. And that's a decent amount. Okay? Right. Yeah. The reason why it's bring Takeover into it is because, as we all know, in Hamilton, hats off to you guys. Like, you're so pleased about Hamilton. I'm just so satisfied with what they did. Ah! Oh God! I just said what they did. They did not throw away their shot. Oh! And they clearly knew we'll be back. Oh! I got. And who knows, one day we'll find out who lives, who dies, who tells their story! Ah! Stop it! I've got so... We just couldn't say no to this. Oh, it's a mixtape! My walls! Stop it! Stop it! You live with a musical theatre fanatic. You knew I was going to go there. But Hamilton did actually put the Takeover logo on centre ice. Yeah. Oh, he's got. He did actually put the. I'm Martin. Yeah, I'm literally Martin there. They actually did put the. So, maybe it's the fan. Maybe that's what it's doing. That's why it's whacking you off. Maybe you're feeling the effects of the fan. You actually don't think it's working, do you? The fan. No, he doesn't think it's working. No. It's always like as soon as you turn it off, it then hits you back, the heat then hits you back again. Yeah. I don't know if it's working, George. Anyway, but Hamilton did put the Take My Tour logo on Sarah Ice, and that for me just showed me a clear indication that Hamilton really, really, really wants to be a part of this league, and clearly the league saw that and recognised the effort that Hamilton was putting in, and it's paid off. It's paid off because Hamilton is going to be joining our league this time next year, which I'm just so excited about. Honestly, after Thursday, I'm so looking forward to seeing Hamilton come into the league, because I'm just so excited to see what they're going to do as a franchise. And of course, it's a brand new market for me in terms of hockey, so I'm just so excited to see what Hamilton's going to do. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe with next year's Take My Tour, we should have the Take My Tour logo go on centre ice for that one game. It's only one game, it's doable, you can then change it back afterwards. That's how I feel regards to next season. So that's about things we should do next year's Take My Tour. So, you've had given us quite a fun episode, my boy. Is there any more you want to add before we basically, start it off? Or do you feel you've made a good... I kind of think I've made a good case here, it's still, looking at Vancouver's logo, so it just kind of makes me feel a bit, I really wish we could have that. But of course we can't, for obvious reasons. We're not the primary tenant. Yeah, Vancouver is the only primary tenant in the PWHL, and we think that's probably going to be the way it will stay next year. Because obviously with Hamilton, the AHL is also going to Hamilton, and I've got a funny feeling they'll probably be the primary tenant, which is a shame. Las Vegas, though, could have given us a primary tenant because there are other arenas that would have worked in Vegas, but of course they chose to go and partner up with the Golden Brats. But no, yeah, it would be lovely to have more primary tenants in this league, but it's just afraid the way it works. Yeah. But it's just an idea I kind of had to go all the way back since the Goldeneyes heard for that, and it's just something I just felt strongly about since. I'd love to see the teams logos also us more, but obviously gonna need bigger playoffs then, aren't we? Gonna need longer playoffs. That way you can work in more. Yeah, so is any more you want, or should I? I think you can start. Okay, so that's a little fun episode right there. Like I said, every now and then one of us will come up with an idea for something completely outside the box, out of the blue, and either we'll all come and take part of it, or it'll just be that particular member. There's been a few that's laid on in the past where Pluto has not come on. There's been some that I've done on my own where neither of these two have come on. So yes, we do that every now and then. It's good because it gives us a nice little breather from the main focus of the show, which is obviously to help grow and promote the league. So it's nice we can have these episodes every now and then. But for today, I think that'll be all. Now go wrap it. Right, okay, fine. So until next time, thank you so much for as always. Until next time, take care, guys, and don't forget to build the breeze.